السادة الحضور، ستبدأ الفعالية بعد 5 دقائق.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're about to start within 5 minutes from now. Please kindly be seated.
السلام الملكي.
The royal anthem. The royal anthem. He is your Lord. It's your Lord who made the sun the source of the shine, and made the moon a source of light, and made the moon a source of light, and he taught you to know the number of years and calculation. And your Lord has just created this with the right explaining the signs to those who know the difference between night and day, and what has been created in the heavens and on earth, and what has been created in the heavens and on earth are signs for those who fear Allah, who fear Lord.
Asad
Good afternoon, everybody. With you, Maad Al-Qurashi, economic expert of the General Authority for Statistics. Now I'll get together with you from here, from the heart of the Bals of Riyadh City, from a country that never knows what's impossible. Welcome to this great gathering with the accuracy, with the vision, the knowledge, and the creativity, where numbers could be shown in a form of a future in a country that made planning as a methodology, and from statistics a partnership in the decision-making process. And to improve our planning, we need to be fully aware and well-educated. For every number, we have a story for it, and for every indicator has a great impact and a story to tell. Here, the vision of the Kingdom Center 2030 has been launched with hundreds of indicators that do not only represent mere numbers, but reflects the story of an ambitious country that is witnessing great transformation. The story tells that every project and every decision made starts with a number and a figure. And because we strongly believe that knowledge starts with a piece of information. Today we get together in the first Saudi Statistics Forum, which is being organized by the General Authority for Statistics under the patronage of His Excellency, the Minister of Planning and Economy and Planning, the Board of Directors Chairman of the General Authority for Statistics. We start with the dialogue during the dimensions of the future, which is built on transparency and accuracy and sound planning. Ladies and gentlemen, while we are today getting together with their Royal Highnesses, their Excellencies, and experts from all over the world, and highly specialized and qualified people globally, regionally, and who came to us to share with them their vision, through knowledge that stakes to, assessment and statistics. It's not based on guessing. Now, I invite His Excellency, the Chairman and the President of General Authority for Statistics, who has delivered a speech, being thanked and appreciated by everyone here. The President of the General Authority for Statistics in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, God's peace and mercy, blessing be upon all of ye. It gives me much pleasure to welcome you all to the first Saudi Statistics Forum, which is organized by the General Authority for Statistics, based on its strong belief of the importance of exchanging experience, expertise for building a knowledge-based future based on statistics and data with high level of confidentiality. It gives much pleasure, in particular, to express my great appreciation to their Royal Highnesses and their Excellencies, specialists and experts from inside and outside the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which enhances the importance and optimizes the importance of this important forum, and its role being a national platform focusing on developing the statistics in addition to the public policies, and to come up with a resolution decision that's based on knowledge. The General Authority for Statistics, ladies and gentlemen, works permanently so as to develop the statistics infrastructure, and so as to help decision makers in addition to the development of plans as well, and to achieve the goals of the Vision 2030 of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which focused on the importance of the data in all levels and at all levels in all fields as well, which are based on reading the indicators that actually indicate reality. The statistics, does not give us indication about the good trading, but it's a great support so as to achieve development, sustainable development, and to ensure the quality of expenditure and spending as well, and to develop the social and economic growth. In this regard, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the General Authority for Statistics has launched numerous initiatives and strategic projects aiming to achieve the digital transformation comprehensively in the statistics infrastructure, and to develop this infrastructure in a very integrated way based on comprehensiveness in addition to qualification and farsightedness. All of these initiatives will have focused on supporting the statistics development and artificial intelligence and analyzing big data and developing all the methodologies of statistics in accordance with the international standards and the criteria as well. The General Authority of Statistics aims to organize this important forum as well, so as to enrich the Saudi experience in the field of statistics through the integration of the local and international experts, well, so as to enhance partnership and integration between the international expertise and the national needs, and to be familiar with the best world and global practices through the partnership of regional, local, and international experts for successful examples and practices, and so as to apply this within the perspective of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we're looking forward through this conference to coming up with recommendations and visions that will contribute to the development of the statistics as methodology, and will motivate investments and data supporting decision-making process in all sectors. Like to confirm to all of you that this effort cannot be completed but for the sustainable cooperation between the authority and its partners from the public and private sector, in addition to the research and academic institutions. That is the partnerships that we are so proud of, working together to expand its cycle as well. At the conclusion of my speech, I'd like to extend my appreciation to all of those who prepared and organized this important forum, and to all the participants and delegates, asking from bottom of our hearts, Allah, so as to achieve success and to become a very strong leap and step as well for a better future of statistics that will co-pace with our ambitions and serve our country. God's peace and mercy upon all of you. We thank His Excellency, the President of General Saudi Authority for Statistics. Now it is the speech of His Excellency, the Minister of Economy and Planning, the patron of this important gathering and forum. His Excellency is honorably invited to come to the stage to deliver his speech right now. Now, the speech of His Excellency, the Minister of Economy and Planning, Mr. Faisal bin Fadl Al Ibrahim. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, peace and mercy and be upon all of you. We welcome you today all and the opening ceremony of the first Saudi Statistics Forum, which comes after 65 years of establishing the official statistics in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which witnessed for more than 6 decades and numerous phases of transformations, which made it the most mature statistics in the kingdom. And it's really very important to tell you that the transfer comes as one of the most important priorities, which is fully based on accurate data and proofs, scientific proof within the crisis and challenges taking place in the whole world, and that pushed us for the need of developing high standards of our work and performance as well, so as to guarantee the sustainable performance at the same time to ensure the efficiency, effectiveness of the decision-making process. I mean, collaborating with numerous statistics offices and local and international, where along with the international organizations, so as to exchange thoughts, ideas, in addition to reach the best practices and the modern methodologies based on the development of the statistics methodologies. This forum aims to enhance the relationship between the statistics entities and the beneficiaries, and this confirms the importance of the role of both sectors, the public and the private, so as to produce the statistics indicators. And the statistics sector, it witnesses a very exceptional phase under the supervision and the support of His Majesty the King Salman bin Abdulaziz, the Custodian of Two Holy Mosques, and His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, may Allah preserve him and support them, that made the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the first in the Arab world in the statistics index as well, so as to occupy a position and to reach 22nd rank in 2024. And this forum has come to become a source of inspiration by the support of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and under the directives to develop statistics and data in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to become a very great example to be taken into consideration, and to know the impact of regulations through data and the statistics, indices and indicators. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has played an important role and spent quite a long time so as to make sure about the accuracy of data and statistics based on the economic, social, environmental statistics, in addition to many other related issues as well. Statistics has become a very confidential source for decision makers, and will continue within the coming few years as develop these statistics and data platforms so as to enhance digital transformation and benefit a lot from the administrative data and artificial intelligence, listen to the related emerging technology in much better way, so as to develop all the statistics operations, in addition to enhance data that will raise the efficiency and effectiveness, and will increase, of course, the accuracy of indicators, so as to reach easily and to have an easy access to information and data. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has become a very important platform for sharing the story of success with the international community, contributing to accelerating the momentum of development and to optimize the national role in the statistics field and sector. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, peace be to Allah, has become in a very advanced position within the implementation of the goals of the Vision 2030, within the journey of construction, and based on an ambition that will include specific achievements and accomplishments, in addition to building influential and impactful institutions, and to develop our institution sectors in a very sustainable way. Distinguished guests, the continuation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in developing statistics, enhancing the statistics sector, local, international. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia hosts, represented in the General Authority for Statistics, the UN 6th Global Conference of the United Nations, held in November 2026 in Riyadh. And this confirms the keenness of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia so as to develop the statistics journey and coping paste with our ambitious plan that will target the leadership and coping pace with the great transformations being witnessed in the whole world, led by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in addition to being consistent with the role of the kingdom so as to lead and to host the most important influential events which have a great impact on the rest of the world. Looking forward to becoming a part of this global statistics scene. At the conclusion of my speech, I would like to renew my welcome and warm welcome to the partners and the delegates and participants, and all the participants in this important important, the first Saudi Statistics Forum, wishing great fruitful results as well, and to strengthen the relationship in your sectors, and to be fully aware of the leading experience of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including statistics, in addition to many other sectors as well. I'd like to extend my appreciation and gratitude to my brother, Dr. Fahd Al-Dosri, the chairman of the General Authority of Statistics, and the president of the General Authority of Statistics as well, so to develop this statistics sector nationally and organize this important forums. So wishing all the best for all of you, and wishing you great success with this. You come to the conclusion of my speech. God's peace and mercy be upon all of you. And now, we open the first window of this important forum as well through our first the session as well under the title of the role of statistics and policy, public policy and decision-making process. And this session will include His Excellency Mr. Bandar Al-Kharif, the Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources, and Dr. Fahd Al-Dosri, the President of General Authority for Statistics as well, moderated by Yasser Al-Sakaf, Media Figure. In the name of Allah, most can best get peace and mercy upon all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, welcome you all. And we'll start with the first session of this important first Saudi Statistics Forum about the role of statistics in policy and decision making as well in the world, where we are witnessing great transformations as well in challenges are over increasing as well. Accurate statistics has become the pillar and the cornerstone for every effective policy. I mean, statistics is not just figures and numbers. Well, today, for example, it means the future as well, so as to draw strategies and policies as well that will make the difference on the ground and realistically. And this important session as well, together we are going to know the role and how to some extent statistics contributes to enhance the decision-making process at the same time, enhancing and developing the national economy as well. Today we are getting together with His Excellency the Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources, Mr. Bandar Al-Kharif, and His Excellency the President of the General Authority for Statistics, Mr. Fahd Al-Dosri. I will start with Your Excellency as well, so I'm very happy to see you once again. With my first question, of course, what about the role of statistics in strengthening the confidentiality and trust as well in the sector of mineral resources? Thank you very much for such important presentation. And Dr. Saad Al-Dosri, thanks very much for being here in this important forum as well. if the timing of this forum is very important as well, came in time, because we are witnessing great transformations not only here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia but in the region as well as in the whole world as well. Once again, we come back to answer this important question as well, so as to strengthen the trust of investors. I believe that really the strength of statistics and data is considered is not less important than having great infrastructure and industry as well. And we cannot imagine that industry will be constructed without infrastructure and through establishing industrial cities or energy, the availability of energy, without which we will never be able to have industry or attract investments as well. At the same time, within the same importance and the similar way, the accuracy of data must be very available, and especially in the phase where the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is witnessing great transformations under the framework of the vision, targeting specific sectors, and these sectors require, fortunately, having and providing a very high level of sufficiency of data regularly as well, that will ensure to the investors understanding better the market and the availability of opportunities and how to exploit and take advantage of such kind of opportunities, and understanding the trends that we have here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In addition to all of this, the focusing on the role of the accuracy of data in helping the government entities and institutions in all its forms and all its types, as well as we have seen in the Minister of Industry and Human Mineral Resources taking high-level resolutions and decisions so as to help investors and to seize such kind of opportunities as well, to avoid any kind of a challenge as well, God forbid. So statistics plays an important role so as to activate investments and to encourage investments as well. I might move to His Excellency Dr. Fahad as well. Let's talk about the role of the General Authority for Statistics by providing statistics, indications, and indices with high level of quality and accuracy as well, and in a useful way. Once again, I welcome everybody here, and we're very delighted and glad to have you all here, so as to give you a very little brief about the statistics seen in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. First of all, we'd like to tell you the General Authority for Statistics is the official reference for statistics in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Based on this important role, which it's very important for the authority, so as to provide the necessary statistics for open beneficiaries in all sectors, and either in the public or private sector altogether, or researchers who are in pursuit of such kind of indices or indicators. So we celebrated maybe just like the anniversary of 65 years where we came to witness numerous transformations in the past few years. In 2023, when there has been a support from their excellencies and their excellencies, the board of directors, that where we came to launch a program to develop all the statistic products in addition to the statistic indices and indicators in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, depending on the status quo. And we have actually taken into consideration the international practice as well, in addition to, for example, the local content, which is and local demand, which is a very fundamental, that comes from other entities as well in the private sector, along with which was enhanced by the Vision 2030, where we came to have a lot of indicators that measured the status quo and the current situation, in addition to the performance indicators for all to achieve the goals of the Vision 2030. When you look at the program in general, and we work so hard so as to work on 39 products for the first time, work on such a type of bundle of a package of indicators, so as to give more details and give accuracy as well, and to cover so many and numerous provinces, governorates, and sectors as well comprehensively. The main and the basic role of the General Authority for Statistics is very important, so as to have adaptation and the flexibility in compliance with the requests and over-encouraging requests and demands as well. So that's the reason why we build strong relationship between the General Authority for Statistics in addition to the other sector as well. The quality of the indicators that will make difference as well between guessing and the scientific, well-studied resolution, of course. So this cannot be done without, for example, integration. What about the importance of the integration between the mining sectors and with the General General Authority of Statistics as one of the most remarkable challenges facing the industrial investor today is that he doesn't have enough data according to which he can build his resolution accordingly. So what about the indicators that are monthly reported and published as well by the Center? And what are the entities, institutions that complete with your vision as well regarding reporting the data? This is very important piece of information. We need to know it. What's really important in the first place, and we need to take this into granted to differentiate between the national data, to differentiate between different data, whose responsibility is that of the government entities and bodies. That the General Authority for Statistics is the only reference for the national data. But investors sometimes they need data, detailed data about specific sectors and sub-sectors. Now, for instance, we have the mining and industrial sectors are very important as well. Industry in itself, we have, a group of targeted, industries and sub-industries as well, which really important that the availability of piece of information or the data is an integral part of an assessment and of investment projects, which is very important for investors and for funding institutions as well, just as the industrial funds who are our partners and our partners from the rest of the world. And that's the reason why the General and the Center for Mining Industrial Data Center is responsible for the sub data for all the sectors. In other words, what is related to the productive capacity and how to distribute all of these capacities. For instance, all over the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the specific type of the products which we have, the type of technologies used, and the number of staff and number of employees in every sector, and the distribution, all of the manpower, and all of these manpower, and according to the quality or the type of the different industries as well. There is high level of integration between the national level based on the piece of information of the data that is taken into consideration, the total and the comprehensive data along with the provinces, until we reach to the details of each sector. In the mining sector, and the importance of statistics comes through the understanding of the investors regarding the type of the availability of minerals and the type of minerals in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and how to some extent the investor can choose the proper site for mining investment, or the location through knowing the types of minerals and the amount of concentration of such kind of minerals, and in any other related piece of data or data as well. We have the Geological Survey Authority, which is responsible for giving detailed data about the mineral sources and the mining sources as well. So this integration comes as a sign of the power of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, based on the fact that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has a big data, including all the funding banks and institutions and even the public sector, so as to help them to come up with the proper decision, the proper time as well. When the integration of data is complete, we might face the risks of accuracy as well. This question is for Your Excellency. How, for example, we can assess risks and how to predict the risks as well, and how, for example, to mitigate its impact in the future. For example, as regards the accuracy of the data and availability in the proper time, as well. It's very important. It's very crucial. And the other thing is, and updating the data and developing the data regularly is very important as well. And at the same time, and in addition to the sectors of data, is to use artificial intelligence and big data to analyze these data as well. Today we have big data, we have large data, and how to harness such kind of data so as to help in the decision-making process. Here comes the importance of today for the government and public entities to become the basic source of data and the good and sound data, which is the pillar and the cornerstone of any system, any system such as big data or artificial artificial intelligence. And one of the concerns that we need to take into consideration is to depend on emerging technologies such as big data and artificial intelligence without having data from accurate sources. Thereby, we will have a very robust tool that will help come up with improper piece of information or data here. That's why in all sectors we consider that in using technology and at an early stage is an integral part of everything that we're doing as well. And it's very important to mention to all of you that talking about the SDAIA, and which is responsible for the artificial intelligence, and which was considered an entity that brings together regulations and ensuring the adaptation of and adoption of these technologies in a proper way, and between accelerating the use of such kind of technology so as to serve our national goals, either in achieving the vision goals 2030, the vision 2030, or to help investors obtain data much faster and to mitigate risks which are related to investments. And that's the reason why, by the end of the day, when you look at these components, this will make the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia basically to get one of the most important countries, the best countries to attract foreign investments at high level of the confidentiality according to what's related to the opportunities and how to seize such kind of opportunities and to seize them, to exploit them. And believe the availability and the accuracy of data is one of the most important enhancers and enabler of activating and encouraging investments in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In addition to accurate indicators, as you mentioned, Your Excellency, will help have proactive steps and resolutions. Doctor, we talked about quality and flexibility. We need, for example, to talk about partnership between public and private sectors with the PP. And I might ask Your Excellency to talk more about the role of the private and public sector in developing the statistics sector in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I strongly agree with the national trends, and in this regard, building the partnership between the General Authority for Statistics and the public-private sector and academic sectors is one of the most important strategies that we worked on based on the strategy of the authority. Let me answer these questions, and I'm giving you 2 points. I would like to use 2 points, for example, as you mentioned. Number one is trust and confidentiality of information, accuracy of information, which is very important. We found a diversity of sources of data that will raise the quality of statistics standards and indicators. Integration between us and the other government entities will help to accelerate this goal. Basically, for example, data survey comes as one of the most important tools as well, helping us to have full coverage and so as to calculate the indicators using, for example, the registry-based data. And we extend appreciation to most of the entities that helped us, for example, so as to obtain the registry data, and talking about SDAIA and the ministries, in addition to the authorities that helped us a lot to provide such kind of data as well. And I would like to give an example to Your Excellency. At the beginning of my job and office as well, I got together with you. I was very keen so as to work all together with your center so as to achieve integration, and believe this has been developed and moved up between us and so many government entities using other types of data, the diverse, the big data, and using the satellites, for instance. And I would try to give an example. Last year only, we issued an index which we had in the General Authority, the prices of real estate prices. Before, for example, we used to use data source of one registration data source as well. With the support of the government, we came to have diverse, for example, registration data, and we came to use satellites so as to ensure that if any person has a real estate or a villa or apartment, we can see the clarity so as to raise the ranking and classification of such registrations. And we came to use the artificial intelligence, the geospatial artificial intelligence that works that holds comparison between all the data sources in addition to many other registration sources. This is what has helped us move up and develop the quality of our work. And the private sector, I mean, the cross-sale points as well were used and to calculate the best of prices. The academic sector, I'm so proud of the academic sector based on the partnership between us and between the academic sector, which has been developed a lot. I'm so happy today that we can see many of those who belong to the academic sector and the laboratories, and we launched at the beginning of this year so as to support the development and innovation in data collection and calculation of statistics and data as well, so that will help the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to have a better ranking in the whole world and to become one of the most important pillars so as to for international statistics standards. This is one thing. The other thing is providing necessary data for decision makers, and we talked so much about that. The main role of the General Authority is to provide data in high quality with all required details for all decision makers, either in the public or private sector as well. And this is the basic role of the General Authority. And according to the compliance and the coordination between us and the General Authority, what's really important is to listen to the local content, to respond to the local content. This is one of the most important input in the transformation that we made in statistics products as well, so as to responding to the local demand from the public and private sector so as to obtain the requirements through a master plan so as to fulfill all the demands requirements. I come to a conclusion with the importance of integration between the private sector and public sector, opening the horizons at large to develop the statistics. The partnership between both sectors open more horizons and open more dimensions as well, so as to develop statistics. Now the cooperation between public and private sector is the best solution, and based on development as well. So, and we talked about quality, flexibility, and now we talk about the partnership between the private and public sector. Of course, I mean, what about the future ambitions and the national goals? Your Excellency, for example, can you talk about figures and numbers and targets, strategic targets, national targets, so as to enhance the national economy? And what is the future for us? The future is going to be promising, actually, and it's full of great expectations that we started to see their impact and effects as well. I mean, the Ministry of Mining and Industry and Mineral Resources and the mining sectors both will contribute to developing the economy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and based on the goal of the vision, one of the goals of the vision, diversification of resources and income and economy, which is going to be able to compete internationally. And one of the most important goals we are focusing on is the group of indices and the strategic group of indices that we concentrate on a number of indices. I can actually shorten them in three groups, clusters. The first of which is indices that are related to the national security, such as, for example, food security or drug security or military security. These are the indices that have to be based on great industrial base to ensure avoiding any challenges or overcoming any challenges like what happened in coronavirus pandemic, during the pandemic. And this cluster of products or a group of products praised by the guide has great potentials, local potentials, and starting with the population and the number of population and the geographic position of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia helped it a lot to build its capacity. And the second group of products, the industrial products as well, which is related to our competitiveness capacity and advantage qualities and this actually advantage competitiveness, for example, such as oil and gas and petrochemicals, and recently minerals that we have a great actually storage and stock of mineral resources now even at the international level has become very important important and crucial, occupying a very important position in all the discussions, being one of the most important topics of discussion among all the countries. In addition to the competitive advantage as well that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has, our geographic position as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is located in a very strategic position that will help the kingdom reach out with international global markets and to be a point of connection with the rest of the world. And in addition to the strong infrastructure that serves the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in providing logistics services and transport, such as roads, in addition to seaports and airports and roads as well. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, praise be to God, invested largely in such important sector. And these groups of products, we are very keen so as to achieve leadership in advanced chemicals and minerals and mineral resources. And we believe that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is highly qualified so as to become an important place, and in the green minerals as well, and so as to become a very important logistic position for the rest of the world. And in addition to the other type of industries that we are targeting, the future industries, how to guarantee that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is well prepared and ready so as to adopt the next wave of industry. How the kingdom, you can be a country that can be a technology exporting instead of being a technology importing country as well. There are numerous industries such as renewable, like electric cars and space and aviation, but still there are many different things we don't know. We're not followers. That's the reason why we need to be very ready to adopt the future trend. We have great ambitions, and all of these ambitions, when we look at all the targeted products, will require a good knowledge and a high level of information and analyzing data that will make investors have the big picture about the investments and to open their appetites. And we dream in the government today to see a world full of transformations. That's the reason why the resolutions will be according to the great transformations in a way that our markets, for instance, and for example, have the ability to sustain against and to stay against any transformations or an unfair competition. And once again, we confirm the great role of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the great role of General Authority for Statistics, which really has been working for 65 years of experience as well. We see great. Transformation more than anything else that happened. This is what reflects the great efforts of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We might talk about the efforts of the General Authority for enhancing, or for helping and supporting decision makers as well. Can we see more and talk more, elaborate more about the efforts of the General Authority for Statistics so as to support decision makers? And we talked today about the transformation program so as to develop the statistics products, and we talked about partnerships, and we talked about using statistics, for instance, for the decision makers as well. What's really important to actually provide such kind of data in a very easy way, and to help others to have an easy access, as said by His Excellency. The great transformation take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Let me give you an example of the technical transformation, which gave us a lot of tools which were not available before. And now let me talk about two main tools which we launched. For example, the General Authority for Statistics for a few months. The statistics gate of the General Authority for Statistics, that we get to have a number of sites and gates, so as to have a unified gate, including all indicators, and either for example interactive tables or interactive maps, in addition to many other tools that can be easily used by researchers or the public and private sectors. They can obtain the published data in a very conveniently and with the tool that will suit them best. And God willing, in the near future, we're going to add more tools that will help help to raise the awareness of statistics awareness for researchers or those who are interested in statistics in the public. I mean, the public, such as the gross income, in addition to everything about the economy as well. From today, we are in the final phases. We are going to actually launch the chat box, and where any person can, for example, get in the website and to ask about, for example, the GDP in a specific year and how it was calculated. He can obtain all the data that he needs, for example, within the calculation methodology, and that's going to be very important as well. This is for the published data. However, we have raw data and raw indicators, and we'll learn from different experiences such as that of SEDEA as regards, for example, the Accuracy Data Center. And this will launch, for example, at the beginning of this year. The goal of this step is to provide an easy access for private and public, in addition to academic sector, in addition to those who are interested in statistics as well, who can work on the raw data in the Accuracy Data Center, take into consideration the importance of privacy as well, keeping privacy. And when we say raw data that cannot be published based on the confidentiality, in addition to many other requirements, and then you can actually get the indicators that you need. In this way, we enable others, for example, to get an easy access to all the different types of data. What has happened in transformation of products, I mean, the accuracy of details, and that was very important in our discussion with the public and private sector, in addition to many other sectors. We are always receiving this question. Actually, we need details at the level of provinces and government rates, or at the level of activities and products, and all details. Praise be to God. We started publishing more details on our site, and you can see some of these details which are available on our site. So this is an open invitation for everybody, and requesting the Accuracy Data Center request can be fulfilled as well. This will enhance the efficiency of national resolutions. Your Excellency talked about artificial intelligence. I mean, very fast and quickly. I mean, are there any details you might share them with us as regards artificial intelligence and the role of artificial intelligence in integrating with the accuracy of data and raising its accuracy? And today in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, if you look at any sector in the main sectors that bear on that can bear on benefiting from artificial intelligence through enhancing the sector. So in education, health, and if we take for example, the health sector, all the companies that we are dealing with, and those investors who are working in the health sector, most of these companies working in pharmaceutical fields and sectors, in medical sector as well, they concentrate highly on artificial intelligence. To what extent that can be a tool to facilitate the work of the practitioners, and with accurate data and local data, for example, especially if you look at the health sector, it would be very difficult today to depend on data from any other country, another country. Why? Because, for example, if you look at the constituent factors of the health sector, and consider it's completely different from many other components. So, any country will never be benefiting from artificial intelligence without making sure and assuring the accuracy of the local data in a way that can be input for any tool, that uses the artificial intelligence, and the lack of accuracy of data and frequency of data, will never be of any good to any economy. As we mentioned before, as mentioned by Dr. Saad, and even the sectors need to give details. For example, they are responsible for providing details. I wouldn't imagine that the General Authority for Statistics is able to, for example, to provide details about every sector. Every sector has to be concerned about the details. Why? Being very able to analyze, because the piece of information or the data is not enough to be available. But analyzing the data come as a prayer thing. And a couple of days ago, we came to actually a report about the exports of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. A historic number of export has been recorded for in the whole history of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And all exports, and like goods, commodities, in addition to services, and the rate export, and we have responsibility of analyzing as well where such exports came from. For instance, in the sectors of commodities and non-petrochemical products, for example, has witnessed 9% of a growth, considered high numbers, for example, based on the global economy, in addition to the industrial countries as well. This is a great role, so as to point out the data through, for example, through analyzing such data, through giving a very clear picture about the trends and to what extent these data can be explained accurately, that will enhance the decision maker either in public or private sector, and at the same time come to the conclusion. I'd like to extend my appreciation to the General Authority for Statistics for their wonderful and amazing work with the academic sector. We are in the bad need for the joint work between the academic sector and the statistics, based on the fact that the vision of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia 2030 and its ambitions are very large and require big work and tremendous work from researchers in all academic sectors, such as institutions, universities, and institutes, in addition to many other institutions and sectors, also to help our economy achieve its goals. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, the Minister, Bandar Al-Kharif, and Dr. Fahd Al-Dosari, the President of the General Authority for Statistics, and appreciating your role in the General Authority for Statistics. Thank you very much for the great, inspiring experience and visions as well, and the useful answers. Thanks very much, Your Excellencies, and your interactive discussion as well. Looking forward to a future that is based on accuracy of data and making a better future and making reality in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We came to the conclusion of this session. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
And now we are in a very important section of this forum. We will sign a number of memorandum of understandings to enhance collaboration and to support the statistical economy and the future. the first memorandum of understanding between the General Statistics Authority in Saudi Arabia and the Union Statistics Center in the UAE to collaboration in the statistical sector. The second memorandum of understanding between the General Authority for Statistics in Saudi Arabia and the National Statistic Center in Qatar to provide collaboration and exchange the best practices in the statistical sector. Please, congratulations. We will sign memorandum of understanding between the General Authority for Statistics in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and from the Statistic Center in Estonia for provide collaboration. We will sign a memorandum of understanding between the General Authority for Statistics and Statistics Finland in the Finland Republic to collaborate in the statistics sector. Congratulations. We will have a short pause and we will meet you again at 3:30. Thank you, everybody.
يلا يلا خلاص. الوديوم هنا على طول.